Hello. Alright, we're back in the compound. Training back today. What is this? Public holiday. Lest we forget Anzacs. Thanks so much. We're gonna do a classic sort of back day, like exercises that I particularly enjoy, nothing too crazy, sort of run-of-the-mill stuff. And so if you know, well, you probably don't, but you know, I always start off with pullovers. And I like to go pretty damn heavy as well with them. This gym has this attachment where it's sort of like these fabric handles, and so I'm sort of just gripping it tightly within my hands. I quite like it. Neutral hand position, it's pretty juicy. One set, maybe 2 at this weight. I'm at 59. Let's just see how we move. Not ideal. I had to switch my grip. I was just talking up how good this fucking attachment is, but it started fucking up my hands a little, so I had to change it around. Whatever. Let's go one more. Maybe a bit lighter, and then a bit more perfect in terms of the form. I think I was going a bit too crazy with the weight. Not bad though. All right. I dropped the weight a lot because honestly, if your form's shit, don't even bother. And so let's, I mean, it's the first set, or like second set, first exercise. So it's like, you know, I suppose you're allowed to be a bit ego-y, but I mean, at least for me, I'm trying to execute every set perfectly, right? And I mean, if I'm a little, what do you call it, like, if I'm a little not as strict with myself, then I feel like that might breed a little bit of like, not going as perfect. I sort of want to always be going for perfect. One more set, perfect form, all the way to failure, stimulate the lats. That is the goal. Better, just a bit. Now, I'm a big fan of single arm, single cable rows, but I haven't done one on this machine yet where it's really low and I can sort of put my feet lower than where my hips are, meaning when I do the row, my elbow doesn't run into my knee, so it's pretty fucking snazzy. I quite like it, but same as always, we're moving 32 here, single arm. Right side first. My right side's fucking weak. My right lat is just a little behind the game, behind the ball. You know, whatever they say. Let's aim for 6. Let's get a little crazy. Let's see how we go. Oh, fuck. No, I'm not gonna lie, I love the single arm row only because the squeeze when I get that elbow really inside, it fucking feels unbelievable. It's like, how do I explain it? It's like you do not expect that portion of your back to have a tightness like you've never felt before. I mean, I'm not really good at describing it, but you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, yeah, you feel a bicep squeeze, you feel the contraction, maybe triceps, you know, when you lock your elbow out. But this particular movement, when I pull just that elbow down and back like this, I feel all of this shit turn on. It's fucking nasty. Now, obviously, I'm chatting a bit after the set, so I can rest between them. But I did 12 attempts on the right arm. I'm gonna damn near say 9 of them were full range of motion, good execution, 3 partials. So for this left arm, exact same thing. You know, 12 attempts, but really I'm trying to pull full range of motion every single one. And then naturally I'll fizzle out at 12 reps and make it nice and even. Now let's do this shit. Oh God, it feels great. It feels fucking hectic. I reckon 2 more, honestly. 45-degree side-on angle, turn down the exposure, make sure there's not enough dead space on my left and right. I mean, it doesn't really look like much until I start on my left hand, but I gotta set on the right hand first. Generally, if you're doing an exercise and you feel it pretty damn good, decent odds are it's pretty stimulative for you. Like, that's sort of my mantra when it comes to exercises. Sometimes they're suboptimal in the sense where I'm not hitting it at the perfect leverage, it's not the easiest to overload, there are some stability factors, but ignoring all of that, if I get the craziest squeeze and feedback or like sensation in the target muscle, it's hard to gauge what's better, right? You know what I'm trying to say? It's like if you really want to target your upper back and you just do T-bar rows all day long, and it's like, yeah, I'm moving heavy weight, I'm progressively overloading, but I don't really feel my upper back, mid-traps, rhomboids firing, but then I do something like a face pull and I feel all of that bitch working, then the best bet or best practice would be to just do both, right? Like, I wouldn't say just stick to the only one that feels good or just stick to the only one where you're moving a lot of weight. Do a mix of both, and decent odds are you'll get the best of both worlds. You know? And obviously, there's rarely 2 movements that do the exact same thing. There are gonna be like a few give and takes for each one. What I mean to say, like pros and cons. But I think if your program or if your training has an okay variety, then I think you're in a better position to cover more bases than less, right? You know, I say that, but I still do like leg days where I just do 6 sets of leg extensions and fuck off. So, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Let's go 10 good ones. Not bad, not bad. 12 attempts, 10 good reps. A big thing when executing this movement is you're not thinking about actually pulling backwards. You're thinking more about pulling downwards. You know, your lat's primary function is shoulder flexion. Wait, that's shoulder extension. Fuck, you know, bringing your arm from up here to down here. But when you do a seated row like this, you're thinking you're starting here and you're bringing it down. That's it. It's this motion, this motion. The moment you cock that elbow back like this, decent odds are you're getting some bicep involvement and a bit more rear delts than anticipated. You might as well just do a pure isolation rear delt exercise rather than a 2-in-1. This is, of course, if, you know, you're a dedicated bodybuilder and really want to fry the fuck out of some target muscles. There's nothing wrong with doing like a 3-in-1 bent over row that's going to hit rear delts, bit of lats, and your mid-traps rhomboids. But, you know, if you're going to stick to like a single arm something, you might as well isolate the shit out of the target muscle. And in this case, it's going to be my lats. And boy, do I feel it. I'm going for 10. I'm driving that elbow back. Let's rock and roll. Not bad. I will say, my execution was a bit off. I felt like I wasn't pulling that elbow close enough or angled down enough. So we're gonna do a third set, redemption set. Normally I don't mind sticking 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. But you know, sometimes if I feel like I didn't really get the mark that I wanted the mark that I wanted to get on the set, then I'll just fucking do it again. You know, just try again, make it perfect. And then you really repeat that for the rest of your life, and lo and behold, you're a fucking bodybuilder. Whoops. Not bad, not bad. Let's go one more. After, you know, a few more breaths. I mean, we're trying to go crazy, but we're not trying to train stupid. You know what I'm saying? Oh, nasty. I don't mean to claim to be full of shit, but you know how at the start I was saying like, oh, I'm just gonna do a standard back day movements that I'm used to? Well, I was thinking that, and then I fucking saw this machine, and I was like, you know what? I do want to do single arm fucking lat pull downs off to the side. Why? Because I think it's like a weak muscle group for me. I'm good with you know, front to back pulling, and down to front pulling, down to bottom pulling, but not really good down to bottom from the side. You know what I mean? Anyway, 30 kilos here, single arm, nice and wedged in. Let's not arch too much. We're trying to keep the elbow wide. Do not bend the elbow. Do not bend at any cost. That's all I'm thinking about. 11. All right, for the sake of film, you're just gonna hear this part, you know, you don't see me sitting around for a whole ass minute and a half. Left hand, 11 reps, let's go. Jesus. All right, one more. Look, this isn't my usual go-to, but I will do double arm, mainly because I want to pump out some partials like a retard max. I mean, that's not the right way to put it. Partials aren't bad inherently, but you know, if you're really trying to go crazy, just do a straight set, you know, do full ROM and then get out. But irrespective, both hands, 30 kilos, decent shot angle. I hope I'm in focus. The idea here is to keep the elbows wide. You know, naturally, you're gonna probably pull a little less with your elbows a bit wider, only because less bicep involvement, less stable position of your shoulder, harder to generate force, harder to fire motor units down the sufficient or adequate muscle groups. I made that last part up. But the idea here, oh my God, I'm distracted. Alrighty, let's do this. Let's move on. Alrighty. Chest supported rows. Oh God. Alrighty, that is the shot. Hope I'm in focus. Camera's in the shot, but we'll see. We'll see how we do. It was the back day. And honestly, although I took quite a while, it was only really 9 sets, which in the grand scheme of things is not that much. This doesn't look too bad. Let's see. Shorts go up a tiny bit. We're gonna go through a few mandatories first because I feel like my front and my quarter turns aren't that good. So, we walk onto stage. Front relaxed. Quarter turn right. I think we put this foot here, slide like this, and then we go. Quarter turn right. Then we go through the classic poses. Start with a front double bicep. Front lat spread. Side chest. Side try. What else we got? Let's do a quarter Arnold. Some back poses. Abs and thighs. Not bad. Those are the poses. I mean, lighting, I'm still getting used to. I think I'm a bit dark. I don't really see too much definition, but we'll see how it turns out. Overall, I had a really bad week in terms of the diet, so I'm back up to like 80 kilos. But the 2 weeks where I did diet pretty hard and I dropped down to like 78.5, I was looking crazy lean. Like, if I'm looking at just my back now, standing relaxed, it's pretty, oh well, I do have a pump, but it's pretty lean, I'd say. I'm just fucking around. Let's go for a lottery. We're gonna go stand side on, vacuum. Not bad. Let's hit the crucifix. Bit of mantis action. Yeah, overall, we're building. Overall, not too bad. Quite happy. We'll see you in the next video.